We all know it's a hot real estate market out there. How are you going to get the house that you really want to get? Hello everybody, my name is Barry Horvath and this is Moving Forward TV with your local market update.
And I am DeLynn Gaston. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. The funny things that happen right before the camera starts.
We can't tell them. So by your perception of us, we never make mistakes on this show. Ever, ever. We're perfect. We run through it. We're unrehearsed, where there's no real skit. There's no timelines. We just roll.
We're just that good.
Yeah, we are that good. So we have fun.
Not.
We have fun. We were told by our producer this morning that there is not enough material for us to have a blooper reel. So now we are focusing on trying to help him create one.
And so far this morning we're doing a good job of it.
Yes, we are professionals at what we do. So what are we going to talk about this week?
So anyway, this
Outside
week,
of bloopers.
I know. So remember that show? There used to be a show called Bloopers. That was funny. I remember that long time ago as a kid.
I remember that.
I guess
maybe you're dating
because I'm older than you. So there's a lot of people. I was going to say a lot of houses. No, there was a lack of houses, but there's a lot of people out there right now who are trying to buy homes. And very little inventory on the market, short of the brand spanking new houses, and even those are going pretty quickly. There's just a lack of inventory right now. We all know that. All of our real estate partners out there, you guys are like scrambling to get listings and such. You have all of these buyers, and so do we in the mortgage world. We have all of these people who are pre-qualified to buy a home, and there's no homes to buy.
Don't worry about us. Hey, add that to the blooper reel.
Sorry.
And of course, new construction is being built at a record rate. Materials are in limited supply. You ever wonder if that's really true? Or are they just using that to raise the price?
Good point.
Yeah. I mean, how much? We know that there's no Chinese drywall anymore, so we can't blame that. But yeah, you just wonder what the heck's going on. I mean, the
COVID.
Yeah, everything's blamed on COVID. I'm not buying it. I'm just not buying it. No.
They're just raising prices because they can.
Yeah.
Because the market is so scarce on homes right now.
And it is scarce.
It is.
But what's creating that? Well, actually, certain states, and I wish we could put the map up to show you, but Florida is one of the hot states where more people are moving in than ever.
What do we have? Has it increased? It used to be roughly somewhere around 900 people a day.
Yeah, well,
moved to Florida. Is it still around there?
I can tell you Pasco County had 4,900 new homes built last year and 15,000 new people move in. So do the math.
Wow, 15,000 new people moved in.
Yes, so that's our growth for the county.
And that's just this county.
Yeah.
What is that per day? I need a calculator for that one. Hang on. Do you know it off the top of your head? How many did you say? 49,000?
4,900 new homes.
4,900 and 15,000 people moved in.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
365 days a year. That's 41 people per day.
Moving. That's to Pasco.
Just to Pasco County.
That's not Pinellas. That's not Hillsborough.
Interesting.
That's not. And actually, you're seeing more. There you go. Look at that. There's your hot states. So
there's our wonderful producer putting that up.
Yeah. If you look, though, certain states, people are actually leaving right now. The migration in certain states is not good for various reasons, but it seems like the Southeast is doing
growing,
yeah, it's growing. Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida are all growing states. As you can see, Arizona is definitely growing, and Vegas is growing. So, hey, Vegas, baby. And then, you have certain states that I always wondered, like when I grew up here. So,
right.
and everybody came from New York, New Jersey, Ohio, Michigan. And it's like, why did they leave there? Because. But now you're seeing that fluctuation.
That four-letter
again.
word that says snow.
Yeah, snow is a big thing. I mean, yeah, well, we had 30s last night, and we're all about to die.
I know.
Go figure. But we're going to try and help you navigate today through trying to buy that home, because there's certain protocol, and maybe, this seems elementary to you, but it's not really. We want to help you get that house, because right now you may be competing with multiple offers coming in on the same property. We know that. And one of the things I want to encourage is when you list a house, and I know you great realtors already tell your people this, a lot of realtors will say, oh, we can price it as this and drop it. You know what? That day you list it, there's a buzz. It's hot. It's a new hot listing. It's got to be priced right. It has to appraise. Remember, no matter, you can get whatever you're asking, but if you have a financed offer, if there's an appraisal, and mind you, we are getting appraisal waivers right now, so that can take some of the anxiety out of if the value is not coming in. No matter what, the property still has to appraise. So it doesn't matter. If you overprice it, there's a chance you may have to lower it anyway. So keep that in mind. But I feel like if you price it right out of the gate, you're going to have more showings than overpricing it. So that's a key. I mean, I've seen it out there where people overprice it, and then the agent has to lower that price, and then all of a sudden that property has a stigma per se.
Yeah.
And if you have that stigma, people start to go, okay, it was at this price, now it's at this price. What's wrong with it?
Right.
That's the stigma.
Right.
Because we all know that, the market's hot. You are getting top dollar. Is it a great time to list? Yeah.
Right.
Because you're probably going to get
is.
more than, is our home values going to be greater next year? Probably. But,
there's something else that I wanted to bring up, and none of this is on our notes, mind you. But going along with what you just said, I was speaking with a doctor yesterday, a local doctor, and he
about?
And he said, my eyes.
Okay, all right. I'm like, did
back
you
in
forget to
glasses
tell me
right
something?
now.
I know we're
No.
busy and don't talk much, but okay.
Back in glasses
All
right
right,
now,
okay.
having contact problems. But anyway, so he was listing his house, and he was what he felt was given some bad advice. People don't want to move in and do a lot of work on a house. Right now, what's
Right.
out there is people who want move-in ready. So, like he was told, don't paint the house, don't bother painting it, don't bother doing that. The new owner's only going to come in and put their own colors in anyway or whatever. And he got very few showings.
Wow.
Very few showings. Of course, it was an upper price range.
Right.
And in the upper price range, they don't want to do a whole bunch of work and
Right.
everything. They want to move in and they want it done. And it shows better and it looks better. So on the listing side, we would recommend doing the improvements to your home.
Paint, flooring.
If you wanted to, because
Make it
again,
show
it's a
good.
hot market, but people really don't want to buy something that they have to, then put another $20,000 into fixing it.
You know, it's so funny you say that, because remember, you walked through my house when I bought it. It was a foreclosure.
Right.
Remember? They literally went through it and threw that flat, off-white paint all through the house. They went through,
Yeah.
But you know what? It was all even. It was one color. It looked clean.
So
It was cheap, bad paint. It was
So
the paint
you don't
that
go
you
in
could,
with the thought of, oh, I have to paint this room before I can put any furniture in here.
Yeah.
At least you know,
Right.
little at a time, you can change the color
but I didn't have
as
to.
time went on,
I
but
did
you
not
didn't have to.
In fact, there's some rooms.
And that's the big difference.
There's some rooms I haven't done yet.
See?
And it's been
you've been
5
years.
Yeah,
Because
so-
actually, it's been 6 years because I've been in mine 5, and you bought before I did.
Wow, 6 years? Yeah, 2015 then.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I bought in 2015. I think you bought in 2014.
Ooh,
I think.
I think you're right.
Anyway, so let's
Anyway,
get on with the
that's
hot
another-
market. Now, how do you get that house?
Yeah.
So that is kind of what we're going to be chatting with a little bit. So right now we know you real estate professionals out there, our partners, you guys all know this stuff.
And we're not trying to tell you how to do your job. Don't
No,
get us
we're
wrong.
talking to the buyers.
And we're giving you our perception from the lending side of what we see on how we can help and what we've seen other agents do to have a smooth transaction and actually get
in
the
the
deal.
whole company, our company did over 14,000 transactions last year. Ton of transactions. So this comes from not just Barry and I, but a wealth of people of what they're seeing in general in the market out there.
And we are 71% purchase.
Yes.
We are a purchase. I mean, the refinances, great. They come in, they come, they go. There's a lot of companies out there that beef up during these low interest times that do refinances. We do them, but that's not our core business. We know the purchase market. We know how to work with the agents. We know how to help the buyers. That's what we do. And I'm not trying to sell you on us. There's a lot of great people that do what we do. Maybe not as great per se, but no, we're focused on the purchase market. So these are tips we've gathered from other agents collectively. So
our do's and don'ts.
Your first do to me is find an agent. Do get a realtor. You got to have a realtor. I know people think they can do it on their own. They can shop till they drop. They go on Zillow. They go on Realtor.com. They go on Redfin. They go on all these sites and think, let me just find a house and I don't need an agent. That is the furthest from the truth. The first thing is you don't pay for that buyer's agent. Why not build a rapport, have a relationship? And I know you realtors out there should be sending this show out to everyone to educate them the importance of the relationship of having a realtor that's on top of his game, on top of the market, helping you through the buying process. Do not try to do it on your own. That realtor will know you. They're going to know what schools, is schools important to you? Are HOAs a problem? Are you worried about, what's important to your family? And that agent will probably know things that you may never know. Plus, they're going to help you work with that other agent to get your offer in to sell your deal. If you're, some Joe that just came off the street and an offer flies in, there's a lot of relationships between buyer's agents and listing agents that can help you. There are relationships between lenders and realtors that can help you. Believe it or not, when you're competing, you want every competitive edge you can get. So there's your first do for me. Did I go on too much?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Should we do all do's first and then all don'ts, or should we go back and forth?
Whatever you want.
You do the do's and I'll do the don'ts?
Sure.
Okay. Only because it goes along right with what Barry just said. The first don't is don't try and do it on your own on Zillow or Realtor.com or something. Trust us on this. What you're seeing on there is generally old. It is not updated as efficiently as your realtor is. So if you're trying to do it on your own, you're only going to find yourself disappointed. You're going to see this great house, wonderful house, and by the time you get a hold of someone to find out about it, that's been gone for 3 days. It's been off the market or whatever. It's already under contract. In this kind of market, this is what's known as a seller's market. Again, as we said, there's a lot more people looking to buy a house than there are houses on the market, which means you have to be on top of your game, and a realtor will help you do that. So don't try and go to Zillow or Realtor.com, do it yourself. You don't pay for the realtor, the seller does. So hook up with a very good realtor who knows the area, like Barry said.
Yes. Now, my next do, have your pre-approval ready. Don't wait. You know what? Nothing is worse than you find that dream house and then you find out there's a glitch on your credit, or you find out that, oh, I went to 1099 from a W-2. What's the big deal? I'm still getting paid the same. It's a big deal, okay? Sorry. Did that ever come up? It matters, okay? All these things do. Get that pre-approval. One of the nice tools we have is that Quick Qual, and we could do a whole show on Quick Qual.
I know.
Because that's a pre-approval app where people can go in, set their payments. They can actually do their own pre-approval letter. I'm sure other lenders have things that are not as good, but I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I'm really hard on everybody else today.
I know.
It's like a me day. It's really not. We're not about that. I'm just kidding. But Quick Qual will help you generate your own pre-approval. We set the max payment, and it calculates what closing costs will be for you approximately, and you can generate your own pre-approval. So when you walk in the house, boom, you can have it right there on the spot. Have that pre-approval. If you're a cash buyer, have your source of funds ready. Show that your proof of funds. Show that you have it. If you don't have those things, then you could miss out on an offer. Buyers are going to look at pre-approved and I hate to say the most attractive offer.
Sellers.
It's not-
Sellers are gonna look at
the
that.
sellers are, and it's not necessarily even the highest bid. Sometimes it's the best financing they're looking for.
Right.
You know, if you're putting less down, someone else that's putting more down with the same offer might get it before because they feel like, oh, they might be a stronger buyer. So,
Right.
and I hate, you know, I'm all for putting as least down as possible because rates are so low.
Right.
Hang on to your cash, but you know, you might miss out on an offer.
We're just saying there's a lot of that. You are going to be one of many people, probably more likely than not, you will not be the only offer on that house. There will probably be 10 other offers with yours, right before yours, right after yours, or whatever else. It is a multiple offer situation, and we want to give you the best advice. The second thing is when you do go and look at that house, don't pick it apart. Just be courteous and be kind. You know, a lot of people have these, you know, cameras around their house, or, you know, there's ways that your phone can like tie in. Just be courteous and nice, because if you do want to make an offer on that house, maybe you're going and seeing 5 houses in one Saturday because that's your best, you know, time because of your work schedule. So you're going to see 5 houses, and you know, if you're picking them all apart or whatever, and then you by the end of the day, the first house was the best house that you saw, you know, again, multiple offer situation. Just be kind, be courteous, and see if it fits your needs.
So you stole my due. Be courteous and professional, but that's fine. You know,
We can go on to the others.
we can keep going on, but I do like that, being courteous and professional.
Right,
be
right.
respectful, be on time for your showing. You know, that's important. There's logs of that now on certain apps, on when you came, when you left.
You know, and the other thing going right along with that is a lot of people, because of COVID, they have masks at their door, sanitizer,
Yeah.
they have booties to put on your feet. Please be
Do it.
respectful and do it.
Do it,
That's, you know,
absolutely.
you're coming into their home. Do you want someone coming into your home, you know, and you don't know these people? It is a little bit frightening and a little bit scary. So make sure you do whatever it is that they're requesting at the front door. You know, be respectful of that.
That's very important in these times.
All right,
Next
let's
thing,
go on to it. Here's probably our biggest do,
yes.
I think.
Put in a realistic offer. If you think you're going to lowball right now, mind you, if a house is falling apart and needs major repairs like DeLynn was talking about before, that needs to be taken into consideration. But if the house is move-in ready, it's price fair in the market, don't come in at a lowball. You're not going to get the house. Most people are coming at or above asking price right now to get the deal. I know some of you need closing costs. You want to negotiate that in. In my mind, and I've seen this, people who ask for closing costs at above list price, as long as it appraises, are going to do better than someone that don't ask for closing cost and a lower offer that's just, you know, below asking price. We're seeing more and more of that. You know, a lot of buyers still need help with closing costs. And I know agents are like, I can't offer that. Nobody's paying closing costs. That is not true. They are paying
yes, they
closing
are.
costs. They are paying closing costs. Just
Because ultimately they want to sell their house, but they don't want to get beat up on it.
right, make the offer realistic. There's my due.
Which mine is, don't lowball and don't beat them up on it. Again, be realistic with it. So you don't have to ask for all of your closing costs to be paid. Like Barry was saying, some people are struggling with it, but maybe a little bit of help might be okay without insulting them. They don't mind, I think, helping, you know, especially, you know, a first-time home buyer or just a buyer coming in who maybe needs a little bit of help with their closing costs. Most of the time the sellers are pretty open to that, pretty reasonable with that, because they do want to help you out as well. People are kind inside and they want to help with that, but don't take advantage of it. Don't say, okay, pay all of my closing costs of $8,000 or whatever it might be, but maybe some of it.
I like that.
I do too.
I like it a lot.
Kind of goes along with being courtesy.
Courtesy.
Courteous.
All right, my
Courteous.
next tip is be flexible with your closing date. I love this one because, you know what? Again, let's go back to why you need that buyer's agent working for you. That buyer's agent can go to the listing agent and say, look, this buyer is flexible. He's willing to close on this date or that date, okay? And meaning maybe that seller needs a little extra time. Maybe they want 2 months. Maybe they're relocating. Maybe they're getting a new job. Maybe they're waiting on another home. Tell your buyer's agent, I am flexible with this closing date. Some sellers are like, oh, we want to close as soon as possible. It seems like that's all you guys hammer. Oh, as soon as possible, as soon as possible. Where we know on the lending side that's not necessarily true. It's almost like, I hate to say it, but the agents want to close quicker to get paid quicker, and they're worried something can go south in it. I don't know what it is. If you're doing a 30-day contract right now, you're not being realistic. You're putting pressure on everyone, and the appraisers aren't coming out now for 10. I mean, we've seen 10 to 15 days in certain cases on these appraisals coming back. So be realistic on the closing date, be flexible, and let your buyer's agent know, I am flexible on this closing date. If you have to have some overlap in living in two houses, you have to stay at a friend for a little bit, do it, but you can get the house you really want if you do that. Offer it.
Right.
Put that on the table up front.
And like Barry said, you know what, 30-day contracts are very difficult right now. If people have to rush, if the lenders have to rush to try and meet that 30-day contract, what happens when we rush? Mistakes.
Yeah,
mistakes happen with anything
and then
that you're
people
doing.
get
If you rush
mad
through anything
and, well,
in life
we
that you're
agreed
doing.
on this date.
Right.
Yeah.
So be realistic with that. Like I've said in past shows, if on average, a lender is doing 500 loans a month, right now during these times, they're doing like 800 or 900 a month. So just be cognizant that everything's not happening fast. Now, the one that I wanted to do is, one of my don'ts is don't wait. Don't wait to put in your offer. Don't say, oh, we
Yes.
really love this house.
Let's talk about it.
But let's wait until Saturday when mom and dad can come and see it with us. It's going to be gone by Saturday.
Yeah.
Trust us on that.
Forget
Don't
mom and dad
wait.
right now. We love them.
forget mom
we
and
care
dad.
about them. Hi, Mom. I know you watch, but right now we can't wait on you, okay? We just got to put the offer in. Remember,
You have to put the offer
You got
in.
that 15-day inspection period or 10-day inspection period, and I hate to say this, but you can walk anytime during that.
Yeah, you
with
can
no
certainly
recourse.
back out.
Figure out the numbers later. Don't sit there and go, what's my interest? I can't even. I'm getting so piped up. What is my interest rate? What is, what's my insurance? What is it in a flood zone? All that. Figure that out after. Get your offer in. And if you don't like the way it looks on the other end, you can always change your
And
mind.
this has to
I
do
hate
with being
say it.
prepared up front. Find out what the taxes are when you're looking at the house. What are the taxes on this?
And use the estimator.
Use the estimator that we give you.
Don't look at Zillow. Don't look at whatever their tax bill was. Remember, they're caps. And there are people that were exempt prior. If they lived in a house a long time, you're going to be shocked when you get that new tax bill because the taxes are going to go up. Your escrow is going to be short. Blah, 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 blah. Use the estimator. What you see on that tax bill may not be your end payment for taxes. Even though you have a fixed rate mortgage, the taxes aren't fixed. The insurance not fixed. Oh, what
Going
is
to your
next?
next one. He's ranting today, isn't he?
Okay, I am on fire, baby.
to, like, keep
All right,
him-
write a heart letter. There's my next do. Write
do.
a heart letter. What's a heart letter? Make it look pretty. Tell them why you love the house. Send that in with your offer. You love this about it. I'm moving my family here. My children will love this school. Little Timmy will have new friends in the neighborhood. We'll feel good about the gated community. We moved from here. We're a growing family. We're expecting. We want to have more children. We need the extra space, whatever it may be. Sell your case.
That is what's winning houses these days. I'll tell you guys, more than anything else, that is what's winning houses these days. Even over somebody who may have come in with a higher offer than you did, it's the heartfelt letter. Remember, this seller has their house and maybe they've lived here for a number of years
It
or
means a
whatever.
lot to them.
It means so much to them, and maybe they raised their family there, and now they want to give it to another young family to raise their family, that kind of a thing. That is so important. That's what's winning houses right now. Of course, that's not going to work if you're doing the new construction stuff, but there's pretty much no negotiating on those anyway.
No.
They're just putting them up
No.
like crazy. So that's a real important one. I think that's probably the other, next to realistic offer, that is the second most important thing that you can
I like
do
the heart letter.
when putting an offer
What's
in on
your
a
next
house.
don't?
So my next don't is don't give up.
Yeah.
Don't give up. Whatever you do, yes, it is a seller's market out there right now. Yes, there are fewer homes on the market than buyers, but you can, if you don't give up and if you're open to, moving maybe outside of this one little area, or, somebody said, no, I have to have a pool, have to have a pool, have to have a pool, have to have a pool. And then they find a house that they totally fall in love with and there's no pool. Some people get mad at the realtor. Why are you showing me a house that's no pool? I told you I want a pool. But it's the perfect house without a pool. You can put that in afterward. Don't give up. Look at everything. Keep an open mind.
You never
because
know.
your home is out there.
You never know.
And there's new houses coming on the market every day.
And we have people that find houses like that, and we have people that are like,
right.
Yep. So you just don't know. All right.
And obviously, the longer you wait in this market, guess
Yep.
what? Prices are going
They
up and
are.
up, which means your qualifying is going down and down.
Exactly. All right, next tip, next do. Get your escrow deposit in quickly. I'm going to tell you, I've seen this. People are slow to get that in. If you don't get it in right away, you could violate your contract, first of all, and there could be a backup offer behind it. And what if you need an extension? Already if you come out of the gate and you didn't get that deposit in quickly on time, it kind of shows that seller that maybe you're wishy-washy, maybe, they're not going to be more flexible work with you. Do everything you say you're going to do per the contract. Get that deposit into the title company ASAP.
You're not losing that money. Keep in mind, if, like we said, during those 15 days, mom and dad come and look at that house that next Saturday and they say, oh my gosh, look at this or look at this, and something that you didn't notice and it's falling
Yep.
apart and you want to back out of the contract, that's fine. You get that deposit, that escrow deposit money back. You get it back as long as you're within that time frame. So don't be afraid about, well, I don't want to lose the money.
And here's our last do and don't, because they're kind of the same.
Yes.
When
And
the
we're running out
lender
of time.
says jump, and we say how high, you better do the vertical leap as high as we tell you, because you're going to miss the closing date. And there's a backup offer. When we need conditions, do get them over quickly. Don't sit on it. Don't go, oh, I'll get you that new pay stub this weekend when I'm home. No, get it now. Stop what you're doing at work. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Get it in now. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss
Very
the closing
important.
date, because there are backups waiting. And they will cancel your contract if
And
they
take
feel
the
like
next
you're not
offer.
complying. Yep. All right, we have Lunch and Learn coming up next month.
March.
March.
One moment,
I forgot
please.
the date. March 9th. Wow, it's the same day. Imagine that, because February had 28 days. Go figure. March 9th, 11:30. Next Lunch and Learn. We'll keep you updated on what's going on. We got a lot of great things going on in the community. We'd love to share with you. We'll keep you updated on that with our charity of choice, West Pasco Business Association. Lots of things going on at WPBA.
Right.
Go to the website, WPBA.biz. Share our show, like it, tell your friends about us, tell them how cool we are. Okay?
And how perfect we are, and we never make mistakes.
Never a blooper in this show. Never, never.
Thanks, everyone, for watching. We are Today and Every Day.
Moving forward. Have a great week, everybody.
See you next week.